Hi everyone, ready for a Rosh Hashanah story? Okay, so in a far, far away land, there was a young boy and he was really very sad. And no one knew why he was so sad. After all, he lived in this big palace and his parents were the king and queen of the land. Each morning he got out of bed and he didn't want to do much. His parents gave him breakfast and sometimes it was hot oatmeal to warm him up, but he was sad, and sometimes it was waffled, covered in syrup, but he wasn't interested. And he had some friends. I mean, after all, he was the prince of the kingdom, and his friends liked being in the palace, but he didn't feel like being with them anymore. So he was so sad that people even thought he was sick. Doctors came and tried to cure him. He got all of these shots, but nothing helped. It just hurt his arm. Since his parents were very, very wealthy, they decided to have a contest in the kingdom. And there was a big, big announcement in the land. Hear ye, they said. Whoever can make our son happy will get half of the gold of the kingdom. And a musician came to the palace, and he stood below the boy in the balcony, and he played his flute. And for a moment, the boy did smile, and he heard the notes of the beautiful song, but just as the musician left, he became sad again. So the musician didn't win the gold. And next came a woman with a magic carpet. Whoosh! And she took the boy for a ride on the magic carpet, and he was so excited and he was having so much fun. And she thought, surely I'm going to win this gold. But as soon as the ride on the magic carpet ended, he was sad again. And then the next day, an old woman walked by, and she was in tattered clothing, and she was wandering around the palace grounds. And actually, the king and queen recognized her because she was from a village nearby. And everyone laughed. What could she possibly do to make the sad boy happy? She carried no flute. She carried no magic carpet. What could she do? Very, very slowly, the old woman walked up each step of the palace until she reached the top. And she sat down next to the boy. And she reached into her pocket and she pulled out something. A pomegranate. Do you know what a pomegranate is? She asked. It's a very unique type of fruit. In Hebrew, it's called a rimon, and it is one of the 7 special fruits from the land of Israel. It's even mentioned in the Torah. One unusual thing about a pomegranate is the seeds it has. How many seeds do you think are in this fruit? You think there are like, I don't know, maybe 6 like an apple, or maybe like 12 like an orange, or 1 like a peach or a plum? The pomegranate has dozens and dozens of seeds. Some say there are 613 seeds in the pomegranate, just like the mitzvot in the Torah. And each seed is covered with juicy fruit. Some people say that each seed is a blessing. So for Rosh Hashanah, at the beginning of the Jewish year, we eat pomegranates. And as we pray for many, many, many blessings, we eat the many, many different seeds. So anyway, the visitor held the pomegranate in her hand for a moment to show the boy. And she cracked open its tough skin, and there were so many seeds. The juice was dripping down her fingers, and she broke it off into clusters, and she shared it with the boy, and the two of them sat on the palace steps. She ate the seeds. He ate the seeds. She told him some stories, and he laughed, and he told her some stories about her life, about his life. And she laughed. And the juice dripped down their hands. And then the visitor stood and began to walk away. She had no more pomegranate to share. But the king and queen called her back to the palace. You've won the prize. You've won half of the gold in the land. You've made our son happy. And she said, prize? What prize? I was just walking past the palace when I saw a little boy sitting alone on the steps. And I thought maybe he would enjoy eating some of my sweet pomegranate and hearing some of my stories. That's all. I didn't know about any gold. And she continued to walk away from the king and the queen to return home to her village. That old woman, she wasn't looking for gold. She was looking to connect with someone she saw who was sad. On Rosh Hashanah, we're reminded to wake up and connect with those we love, with our parents, with our siblings if we have, with our grandparents or friends or pets, whoever we love in our life. We don't need a flute or a magic carpet. We just need to listen to our loved ones' stories, to share our stories, to share things that matter to us most. And just like the pomegranate that has many seeds, each of us have so many blessings to share. In a moment, we're going to hear the shofar. It's reminding us to wake up and notice all the things we're grateful for in our life. And like the old woman, to share those blessings with others. So are you ready? You ready to hear the shofar? Please stand up. Page 107 for the shofar blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Tequila.
Svarim Trua.
Tequila.
Sparim.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Trua.
Tequila Kadoa.